Hello everybody, going live here. Severe thunderstorm warning issued out for Jackson, Marshall, and DeKalb counties. That would be, go ahead and get this information up here. Looks like that was issued out at 2:28 just a little while ago there. Severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Marshall County, northeastern Alabama, south central Jackson County, southwestern DeKalb County. At 2:27, a cluster of severe thunderstorms was extending from Albertville to Fife and is nearly stationary. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible and penny-size hail. Locations impacted: Albertville, Boaz, Guntersville, Rainsville, Crossville, Fife, Powell, Geraldine section, and Langston. I've actually been viewing this storm with aircraft for quite a little while now. Let's take a look at it. Showing, some embedded hail around McVille, north of Double Bridges. Also, another little cell there around Geraldine. Looks like there could be some hail in that. Other than that, let's take a look at the velocity. And I think this is going to be more of a downburst type deal. I did at one point just then see maybe some gusty, damaging winds out of it, but at this point, according to the velocity scan, not seeing really a big deal. Probably going to be downburst winds that we're having to watch. Looks like it's just to the east of Albertville. This thing is moving off to the west, kind of to the westerly, moving toward Albertville. I know, as mentioned, they're moving in an odd direction. So Geraldine, you got some really heavy rain, thunderstorm activity. Could be some brief damaging wind gusts in there, especially with this one here around McVille, north of, looks like that says Marshall Medical Center South, just to the north, and just to the north of Double Bridges there over McVille. Could be some potential damaging downburst winds with that as it moves through. Overall, though, just take a look at this. Other than those little storms there's really nothing else in the area, so keeping an eye on those. There is a warning in effect for those. And looks like they are moving off to the west. So I'm not sure why Jackson County's in that warning. They're going the complete opposite direction of Jackson County, but I guess that's just in case. But looks like if you're in Albertville, get ready. You could have some gusty to damaging winds with it. I'm not seeing nothing on radar really, saying damaging winds anywhere in this storm, to be honest. That is a little bit strange, but it could produce some brief damaging wind gusts. Wouldn't rule that out. Looking on several different velocity scans, I'm not seeing anything damaging. But again, looks like moving toward Albertville. Starting to kind of spread out a bit toward Corbinville, Hustleville. That's in Marshall County. In DeKalb County, it's along the line there in between Marshall and DeKalb County both. Looks like right along 68, going right through McVille and Marshall County. I'm still watching this little cell near Geraldine. It's got some embedded hail in there around Salem Road. Looks like Highway 75. Going from, looks like Geraldine on 75 southwest, kind of toward Painter. Other than that, these storms are not really moving hardly at all. They're pretty much stationary, so still that warning in effect, though, until, looks like that goes in effect until, pull that information up here. 3:30, so another little while until this thing expires due to this cluster of storms here. I guess they're watching for downburst potential with these, and that's what I'm betting on. Looks like the one in Geraldine is kind of weakening a bit, moving on off to the west. Just some heavy rain with it. The one near Albertville, it's not moving much, just sitting right over McVille, probably getting some hail in there about pea size, maybe penny size, a little larger. Overall, not seeing really nothing crazy with it. Yeah, unfortunately, these storms, not going to do a bunch, but they might cool things down. Hopefully they will. pea-sized hail in Geraldine. Nothing in Henniger at the moment. Everything's moving away. But yeah, backing it out, I'm not seeing a lot with these storms. I know with the aircraft, I was waiting to see if it was going to produce a downburst. I didn't see nothing as far as that goes. But doesn't mean it's not going to do it, but I'm not seeing nothing on the velocity, though, that would indicate 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's why I'm kind of confused about the warning, unless they're thinking microburst potential, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. With these type of summertime storms, they can produce microbursts really quick, which looks like this one has got some strange characteristics about it, like it might be trying to do that. Yeah, I think this one is producing a downburst, is what it looks like on the radar here, so that might be the whole point of the warning there. Yep, that's definitely the prop. That's definitely it. It is producing a downburst, so it's starting to spread out a bit. So there could be some damaging winds in there, especially around McVille. Wouldn't doubt it at all. 60 mile per hour possible, even though I'm not seeing it. These winds are hitting the ground, it's spreading out, so they'd be kind of hard to spot. Going toward Albertville, over Albertville right now, and Albertville Regional Airport. You know, kind of just spreading on out there. So definitely some gusty winds, maybe damaging winds on the way with that, as it does continue to weaken. And it is spreading on out there, that's for sure, on the radar here. Yeah, Nancy, you're far away from any of this activity, just saying. So this is over Marshall County, moving toward Albertville. Seeing some hail potential too. Still looks like around south of McVille area. It's not moving a lot. We'll have some footage from the aircraft coming up here shortly, as I was actually videoing that storm right before the warning went up. Still not seeing any crazy winds with it, though. At least it's showing up, you know, on the radar scan anyway. So not sure, you know, what. Hopefully there is no damaging winds with it, but there is a possibility, especially this one around Albertville. That's the one I'm paying the most attention to. The one over Geraldine, you know, probably some gusty winds, heavy rain, all that good stuff. Maybe, of course, some hail. Had some reports of that. Overall, though, not really a big thing. It's like right over McVille's where it's hanging out at. And it may or may not be producing damaging winds. But on the velocity, I can't see nothing really that's saying damaging winds. I do see where it produced a bit of a downburst. Looks like that went right over Albertville. So if anyone's in Albertville and you got damaging winds, let me know. It is starting to dissipate. See some additional pop-ups south of Pine Ridge right now, but you know, just some pop-up shower activity at the moment. Probably will become a storm shortly. Yeah, still not seeing nothing major. It did, you know, produce just a little bit of a downburst, but now it's really weak. So anyone in Albertville seeing anything? Just curious. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. I'm thinking about turning to the monetization program on Facebook. I know I didn't want to head that way, but I may actually do it. I mean, why not get paid for your content if you can? You know, things are getting hard. So I'm, probably going to have to do that. Go to the monetization and start getting paid for the content. But it'll still be free to some. I'm gonna work that out somehow or another. Not sure how that'll work, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing major with this storm really. I'm seeing some additional rainfall just along Double Bridges area. Over McVille, I don't know if anyone lives on here over the McVille area, but yeah, if there was some gusty to damaging winds, I figure that's where it would be been at, or around Albertville, somewhere right in there. That's really all I see at this point. Looks like it's really weakening out. I'm noticing this one here starting to pick up a little bit around southwest of Grove Oak, around Poplar Springs, north of Five Forks, and northeast of Asbury. Yeah, this storm here looks like it is at a dissipating stage at this point. Noticing how that top of the storm is just kind of spreading out. See if there's any update here. So I will go ahead and tell you, if you were around, Rainsville, Crossville, Fife, Powell, those areas, I see no threat, from these clusters that's producing some damaging winds potentially at all. Of course, Geraldine, you had some hail and some wind. That's pretty much what you're going to get. It's moving off to the west. Seeing some new development around Pine Ridge, Shiloh, Rainsville. None of that's severe at this point. What's that section in Langston? It stayed south of you the whole time. Not sure why you're under the warning either. But the main areas of concern now will be Marshall County, around Albertville, and far northwest portion there of Dekalb, around Poplar Springs, but it's not showing any signs of damaging winds either. So look at it one more time, make double sure. I'm just not seeing nothing classic with it. But again, the lightning can be a big concern. I haven't seen any lightning. Okay, I told you wrong. I did. I just saw those little pluses show up. So there is a little bit of lightning in it. Make sure you move indoors, as these storms here, have a really bad habit this time of year producing dangerous lightning that can strike out really far away from the storm. And I'm seeing this was strengthened now, showing some hail in it. Looks like that is right along County Road. I believe that's 58. That is County Road 58. Moving off toward the Poplar Springs area. And kind of the Asbury area is kind of in between Poplar Springs and Asbury. The hail kind of to the east, County Road 58. Not seeing any new updates at all. That's the first storm I've ever seen that looked like a horse. So that's that's new. That looks absolutely terrible. But that is pretty neat. It looks like a horse. Some of the patterns you can find on here, pretty neat. Anyway, the one near Albertville is still weakening. Produced some heavy rain. It's pretty much sitting in the same spot it's been. Kind of moving a little bit to the west, just tiny bit, trying to move to the west toward Albertville now. It's not moving a lot. Hello, Adam from Jackson County. Nothing in Scottsboro at this point. Everything's south of you. We'll continue to watch these thunderstorms pop up through the day. I'm going to try to get the high resolution models up here in the background. It does want to show some additional thunderstorm activity up around Jackson County, northeastern portions of Dekalb. That's what's continuing to develop there. Looks like around 4 to 5 o'clock. Pretty much everything fizzles out after that, except for I just seen a pop-up shower thunderstorm there. Looked like that was around 3 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. Let's move it forward a little bit. And really seeing some big time scattered activity, or actually multi-cluster activity. Looks like that is at 7 o'clock Thursday. So some really big storms developing around 7 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow and to tomorrow night. All that moves on off to the northwest and falls apart. So be paying attention to that. Around 7 o'clock tomorrow. Looks like it really picks up. Showers of storms, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, so forth into 1 a.m. tomorrow night. So we'll see if that holds up. Hello, Mike. I just seen you pop up. Good to see you on. Yeah, it's very hot. The humidity it's only 76%, but I would swear it's like 99%. It's pretty bad out. The humidity. It actually chokes me coming in here because it's, the air conditioner after being out in the humidity, it just chokes you to death. But I am thankful for the air conditioner, that's for sure. So we really have no new updates on this. It's still the same as it was. I have not seen 60-mile-an-hour winds pop up on the radar, not once. Thinking it was due to, maybe them thinking it was going to produce a microburst. Probably the case. It did produce a little bit of a downburst. Didn't really look like the winds got that high with it. It has dumped some pretty good rain. There was some hail embedded in there. I see some of the reds. Not a lot of hail, though. Of course, it did show some over Geraldine, about pea size. That's what that indicates. Maybe a little larger here south of McVille. That was a pretty good little hail core there for us. Just one or two scans. And it pretty much went on out. See how much rainfall it's dumped. It's dumped a good bit of rain there on top of McVille. We'll We'll run that scan through. A little bit in Geraldine, not a lot compared to what the radar looked like, but at McVille, y'all got a little bit of rain there, pretty heavy rain with it. The storm finally moving off to the west. I would not doubt though there to be some minor street flooding as this runoff. Especially if these storms are producing the rainfall it looks like they're producing. Still looking at this one here that's still looking pretty mean now, north of Five Forks and over Whiten, northwest of Hopewell, right on top of County Road 58, showing some signs of hail now with this storm. And looks like County Road 58, County Road 3, and County Road 360. There's a few areas that's getting some hail. Yeah, there's some houses here that's getting, of course, it's right on top of getting some hail. That little radar is pretty amazing. And that is in DeKalb County, by the way, so keeping an eye on that one. That one's our most intense one at this point. One in Marshall County I'm not concerned with anymore. It's pretty much fizzling out. Just some heavy rain with it. My next concern is this one here near Five Forks, Whiten, just to the north. Yes, please give me a like and share. Also, if you're following me on YouTube, subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. And on Facebook, of course, like, share, and follow. Make sure you hit the all notifications, receive all notifications. That way you can get notified when I go live. So yeah, that storm's weakened out a bit too. I'm really thinking they're going to expire this at 3 o'clock. I could be wrong. I'm just not really seeing any need for the warning at this point. A special weather statement, yeah. There's definitely need for that. So if you're in Marshall County around Albertville, just some rain, wind, all that good stuff around Corbinville. Still pushing on off toward Albertville. It is weakening on out though. I can say that much. Every scan it's weakened out, so not concerned with it at this point. My only concern with this one is going to be the hail. Maybe some gusty winds around Asbury, Five Forks. That's the one in DeKalb. It's moving off to the west. Not seeing a big deal with it either, really. Probably some gusty winds embedded in there. Looks like at one point there was some gusty winds as it moved over Five Forks to the west with some gusty winds in there, but nothing showing up now. So I'm getting ready for the weekend. Looks like we will have more showers and storms, better chances as we go on Saturday. I think there's even a chance of some severe weather Friday as well we'll get on into the weekend. Showers and more storms. Some of the possibilities of some of them being severe. There is that possibility. Pretty much goes on up to like 70% on next Monday. Of course, we are getting back into a little bit of a wetter, stormier weather pattern, which it's been pretty hot and dry, I admit. The creeks barely flowing, believe it or not. After all the rain we've had, the creeks are just barely flowing. So, pretty amazing. It looks like they might actually leave this one up until 3:30. They did cancel the special weather statement at 3 o'clock. We should have an update here, and we do not have any update. But there's still looks like the warning's still in effect. Still seeing now some hail going toward the Asbury area, some gusty winds, possibly some damaging winds, but I still have not seen damaging winds with it one time since I've been tracking it, even now. You can definitely hear that thunder out there. No problem, Mike. Hope everybody got their shirts. Hope you went and got yours. It's at the Soul Anchor boutique in Fife. I've got everybody's shirts up there. If they haven't got them, I hope you have went and got them. They've been up there, and hopefully we get some more shirts selling pretty soon, because it's got pretty rough. That's why I'm thinking about monetizing the content. We'll have to do something, that's for sure. As everything else is slowed down, so it's getting pretty hard to keep everything going. I think it's that way for everybody, though. Alright, it's missing you in Grove Oak. Let me pull you up. Should be good to have you on here somewhere. Yep. It is just to the southwest of you in Grove Oak. Yep, everything missing you. Seeing some more showers and storms pop up around Shiloh, of course. Southwest or west of Rainsville and Powell. But yeah, my pager never went off one time, so I got to figure out why it did not go off. So the one in Albertville is still weakening. It is still producing some moderate to heavy rainfall. Still approaching Albertville very, very slowly. Looks like it's stalled kind of around Corbinville, but ever so slowly. It might make it to Albertville with this heavier stuff. Looks like there is some moderate stuff, light to moderate in Albertville, but the heavy stuff just to the west looks like around Corbinville. It's east of County Road or Highway 431. Okay, we did have a outflow boundary develop with this. I just now saw it. It's very hard to pick up, but we did have an outflow boundary right there, and it's right here right now. You can barely see it. In fact, I just now saw it on the scan. So that's what's responsible for all this new development, is that outflow from these storms to the west. Yep, that is correct. I was making sure I wasn't getting it confused. Yep, to the west. There was a bit of an outflow boundary. I actually felt that here. A little bit of wind while I had the aircraft up. Very light wind from these storms there. So probably going to influence some more development. And whatever develops to our east, it's all moving in the opposite direction than what it would normally be. Everything's normally moving this direction, but thanks to that swirling area of high pressure just to our west, we do have the area of high pressure sitting off to our west, south. I think it's either west, southwest, or west. And it's kind of swirling around in a swirling pattern, so everything is moving in an odd direction due to that. Normally everything moves west to east, of course. Now it's moving east to west. Warning just canceled for that. Was waiting on that, expected it to happen. Special weather statement has been replaced by that at 3:04. Some 40-mile-an-hour winds possible. Areas impacted, it'll be Albertville, Scottsboro, Boaz, Guntersville, Rainsville, Sylvania, Fife, Powell, Grant, and Geraldine. So warning just dropped by the National Weather Service. Of course, you could have some gusty winds, even some hail. We'll watch additional development as it does develop. We don't expect a big deal, but looks like the best areas favorable for storm development this evening will be right in this area here. May need to extend it out a little bit bigger than that. Which I'm going to definitely need to extend it out a bit better than that. Looks like around this area here has the best chance of seeing additional development today. Somewhere in there, right now it's wanting to stay further to the southwest, kind of towards Shiloh, Fife, but right now that looks like the best area for additional development, pretty much where you're seeing it at right now. Could be some additional stuff pop up a little further towards Sylvania, Henniger, won't rule that out. Right now though, it's hanging down around Fife and just to the northwest. So we'll keep an eye on that area. According to the high-res models, that's what it says. That's the area of best, chances for additional development. And already seeing it, try to develop another one near Blake, just to the east of the Blake area. We'll continue to have those pop up. Also seeing one here pop up south of Horton. That's going to be with that outflow. So could still see some showers and storms here in our area too. So we'll watch that. That's due to that outflow boundary that's right here. So that could kick off a few additional showers and storms within the next, little while. They could hang around for probably the next hour or so. So we'll watch that. Nothing severe at this point though. So other than some heavy rain, lightning, if you hear lightning, of course, move indoors. You can be struck by lightning far away from the storm. Pretty much if you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. So just move indoors until it passes on by and you don't hear thunder anymore. So thanks everybody, appreciate it, God bless, have a great rest of your evening. We'll keep an eye on things, try to get some of the video content up, probably work on that tonight because it's a lot of content I got to go through. I got probably like 10 minutes worth of footage from that storm, so it's going to have to be broke down and all that before I can post it up. But thanks again. Like and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to send a thank you contribution, Cash App to Cap CWX, well, you can do that. Plus, there's PayPal on there. It's all pinned up on the page there. So thanks again. Have a great evening. Stay cool. We are under a heat advisory. More storms on the way for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Some of them could be severe. Thanks again. Have a great evening, everybody.